For the headlines, the National Security Council and Executive Secretary discussed possible recommendations to the President over China's recent aggressions.
Additional motorcycle, taxi, and transport network vehicles in National Capital Region seen as a threat to livelihood of transportation sector workers.
Vaccine against pertussis or whooping cough is expected to arrive this June, while several cities have declared an outbreak of the disease.
Justice Department expects former Congressman Arnie Tevez to arrive in Philippines before deportation period in Timor-Leste.
And Glyza de Castro channels Taylor Swift in the grand celebration of the Wide Style project launch. Good evening, bringing you the latest news for tonight. I am ALVIN.
And I am KRIZZA Lopez. This is Eurotv News Thread.
The National Security Council, Office of the Executive Secretary, and National Task Force in the West Philippine Sea will submit the recommendations to President Bongbong Marcos over the recent aggression of China's vessel against the Philippine resupply team in the South China Sea. The Department of Foreign Affairs has summoned Chinese ambassador to the Philippines. More details from this report. Following the latest harassment by the Chinese Coast Guard and the Chinese militia vessels to the Philippine resupply team that will deliver supplies to the military troops in Ayungin Shoal, the National Task Force for the West Philippine Sea, Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, and the National Security Cluster are now preparing for the recommendations to be submitted to President Bongbong Marcos. This confirmed by NSC Advisor Secretary Eduardo Año. The incident happened on March 23rd, where the Chinese Coast Guard splashed water cannon to the Philippine Rore boat. Due to the severe water pressure, the Philippine ship Onaiza May 4 was seriously damaged. According to the Department of Foreign Affairs, DFA Undersecretary for Bilateral Relations and ASEAN Affairs Maria Teresa Lazaro has talked to Chinese Vice Foreign Minister Chen Xiaodong via phone call and conveyed the Philippines' protest to the aggressive actions of Chinese ships within the country's territory. Among the protests is about summoning the Chinese ambassador to the Philippines. The Chinese embassy said that Renai Jiao is part of China's Nansha Island, their claim saying this is part of their sovereignty. Despite Chinese dangerous actions, the Rore team still successfully delivered the military supply to BRP Sierra Madre. The DFA insisted that the Philippines remains committed to take diplomatic actions to resolve the dispute in the South China Sea anchored by the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS. The DFA has thanked the international community for their continued support to the Philippines' position in the highly disputed territory. ALVIN PELOBELLO for Eurotv News. In a related story, the Philippines Defense Department has challenged China to arbitrate the claims on the South China Sea based on the international law. Henry Nicolas has more details in this report.
The Department of National Defense, or DND, reiterated that the Philippines will never bow despite of China's propaganda in the West Philippine Sea. DND Secretary Gilberto Teodoro said this on Monday following the recent incident happened in Ayungin Shoal, where China Coast Guard blasted the Philippine resupply boat Onaiza May 4 with a water cannon. Onaiza May 4 was carrying supplies for Filipino troops stationed at BRP Sierra Madre for its regular resupply mission. Secretary Teodoro said that the Philippines never intrude China's exclusive economic zone and asking why are they sending Filipinos in our own EEZ. Teodoro also maintained that it is Beijing that is continuously intruding into the Philippines' territorial waters. The Philippine Defense Chief said if China is really not afraid to announce their claim to the whole world, why not arbitrate under international law to explain to everyone what is their rights in relation to the issue? In a statement, the Chinese embassy said that the 2016 arbitral award is allegedly illegal, null and void. It said that the China does not accept or recognize it, and it will never accept any claim or action based on the award. This is Henry Nicolas for Eurotv News.
Meanwhile, Transport Group expressed their dismay to the expansion of motorcycle taxi and TNBS in Metro Manila. The group claims that this will cause a more congested traffic in the region and affect their livelihood. Details on this report. Despite heavy traffic in Metro Manila, the Land Transportation, Franchising and Regulatory Board, or LTFRB, still proposes an increase in the number of motorcycle taxis and transportation network vehicle service on the road. Due to this, groups in the transportation sector strongly oppose the expansion of the number of the motorcycle taxis and TNBS in Metro Manila. The transport group believes this will not only result to a more congested traffic but will also greatly affect the livelihood of the workers in the transportation sector. In a press conference held at the University of the Philippines, Diliman, transport leaders simultaneously expressed their dismay at the LTFRB's decision to increase the number of the MC taxis and TNBS. They emphasized that the decision of the LTFRB does not have an in-depth impact assessment as it could affect the income of those who are currently have route franchise around Metro Manila. They call out the agency to conduct a review of the decision for the additional TNBS in the National Capital Region. Transport Group claims that there is a need to ensure the income is balanced and competitive for those already in the industry. Based on the data, up to 10,000 slots will be opened for four wheels that are also part of the ride-hailing apps. 300,000 motorcycle taxis will be open on April 15. Currently, drivers of jeeps, tricycles, taxis, and minibuses are at loss of income because of MC Taxis has a contract with passengers instead of following the process on the app. On the part of drivers, it is no longer fair, especially for traditional public transport where they are being limited or have a franchise route. Following these instances, traditional drivers express their desire for the agency to provide guidelines that will set limitations for the ride-hailing apps. It is said that the income of traditional drivers is getting smaller and smaller.
Hinahanapan ho kami ng study. Yun din ho ang sagot ng OSG doon sa demanda namin sa korte. Saan naman ho kami kukuha ng pagpapa-study? Para lang kami ma-technical na hindi maibigay yung TRO or whatever na hiling namin sa Kongreso at Senado. Ayokong banggitin yung cases kasi mate-technical kami. Pero hinihingan po kami ng study. Ito na ho ang study. Nagsasalita na lahat. Bakit po kami ang hahanapan ng study, iti-technical kami? Ang tanong ko ho ngayon, babalik na rin ko, ilan ang kinita ninyo, ilan ang nawala sa amin? Pakita nyo rin kung ilan ang kinita ninyo. Diba? Kasi binabaliktad nyo, topo-topo barega. Nagbabayad pa kayo ng BIR? Magkano binayad sa BIR? Ba't ang BIR pagdating sa hearing hindi makasagot? Wala na hong lukuan dito, hindi na to biro. Namamatay na ang hanap buhay namin. So, sinasabi ko lang, tinitechnical ho kami. Ang sabi, pag hindi kayo dali nyo sa korte. Sa pagpapail pa lang, 22,000. Saan kami kukuha?
Depend Jobs Philippines reiterated that they are not against fellow drivers in the ride-hailing app, for they have similar objective, which is to provide assistance for the commuters and provide for their own families' expenses. However, they call on the government to make a law for the workers in the transportation sector and ensure that everyone has the capacity to provide for their families.
Kung papatayin nyo yung kabuhayan ng bawat isa sa amin, yung driver at saka yung mga operators nito. Sa bawat isang jeep, 2 drivers o 3 ang mawawala ng kabuhayan. At sa bawat driver na yan, merong pamilya na magugutom.
Drivers and operators expressed their confidence in conducting a transport strike if their concerns are not given the right amount of attention and progressive action. On February 28, 2024, the Motorcycle Taxi Technical Working Group of the LTFRB confirmed that they had approved Grab Philippines to participate in the pilot study. The drivers had already expressed their disagreement about the additional MC taxis while the pilot testing has not yet been completed. This is KRIZZA Lopez for Eurotv News. While the pertussis disease continues to persist, in some area in the country, the health department has announced the vaccines against the disease will arrive by June this year. Our senior news correspondent Vanessa Cleopas says more.
After recording over 400 cases of pertussis or whooping cough nationwide, including fatalities from the first quarter of the year until the present, the Department of Health has reported that they have now procured pertussis vaccine that are expected to arrive in June of this year. However, the DOH admit that this won't be sufficient for those population, especially newborns who need to be vaccinated for protection against the spreading disease. According to Health Undersecretary Dr. Eric Tayag, they will acquire around 800,000 to 1 million doses of pertussis vaccine. However, the DOH acknowledged that this won't be enough as the country needs an estimated 1.9 million to 2.1 million doses to vaccinate all children in the Philippines, especially infants, who are most susceptible to pertussis or whooping cough. Among the total reported cases, some are from 6th District of Quezon City. Consequently, Quezon City was the first to declare a pertussis outbreak to alert Q-Citizen and prevent further spread. However, the declaration was made to alert their constituents and not to cause panic.
An outbreak. Kaya kailangan natin ideklara na meron po tayong pertussis outbreak sa lungsod Quezon para mas matiyak natin na hindi na ito kakalat pa. We would like to assure all our Q-Citizens that we are on top of the situation. We are mobilizing our own resources towards procuring the needed vaccines to keep our children safe until such time as the DOH supply arrives dahil sila po ay naubusan.
In the records of Quezon City last year from January to March, they had 0 pertussis cases while they recorded 27 cases throughout 2023 including 3 fatalities. This year, they immediately registered 23 cases of acute infectious diseases within the first 3 months including 4 fatalities. Mayor Joy Belmonte of Quezon City noted that 2 of the fatalities were not vaccinated with the pentavalent vaccine. 1 received only the first dose and 1 was not yet eligible for vaccination. She assured that they are ready to procure vaccines to prevent further fatalities in the city.
Very many children, napakarami pong mga kabataan, lalo na yung mga mapapanganak pa lang, will be a very vulnerable situation. Hindi po tayo papayag na mas marami pa mga bata ang mga mamamatay dito sa ating lungsod. We have to protect our children. At kami po ay handang mag-mobilize ng sarili na namin mga resources para mag-source ng bakuna na kinakailangan para maprotektahan po ang ating mga sanggol. Yan na po ang orders ko. I gave those orders yesterday.
As of now, Quezon City has seen the implementation of quarantine or lockdown measures in communities with reported pertussis cases. Wearing face mask isn't recommended, especially without symptoms, but individuals with pertussis are advised to avoid close contact to prevent bacterial spread.
Ina-isolate natin yung case, pina-quarantine natin yung close contact ng case natin. So usually within the household. So yun ang ginagawa natin. Pero yun nga, pagka yung dalawang bata nito nakita natin ay pumasok pa sa school at nagkaroon siya ng contact sa mga classmate na doon sa school, yung mga classmate na nun ay ipapa-quarantine din po natin sa kanilang mga. Wala ka namang simptomas, you don't need to wear face mask. Pero kung naandun ka sa household at ikaw ay may simptomas at meron kang baby doon sa household, kailangan mo talagang mag-face mask at huwag ka lumapit doon sa baby natin.
Aside from Quezon City, Iloilo City also declared a pertussis outbreak prompted by their city health offices recommendations due to the 7 confirmed cases. San Juan City, led by Mayor Francis Zamora, disseminated information to their constituents about pertussis and conducted vaccination for infants, resulting in 2 recovered cases out or 2 recorded. Symptoms of whooping cough include persistent coughing with difficulty breathing and phlegm for up to 2 weeks. Vomiting after coughing can also be considered as symptoms of disease. It's believed to spread rapidly throughout person-to-person interaction via coughing and sneezing. Bacteria can also cling to objects such as children's toys. Pertussis is vaccine preventable, but according to the Department of Health or DOH, the shortage of pertussis vaccines contributes to the increased cases. Meanwhile, some experts recommended wearing face masks against as a precautionary measures. This is Vanessa Cleofas for Eurotv News.
Stay tuned for more stories as Eurotv News Thread returns.
Na naman? Ang init. Umuulan na naman.
Opisyal nang kinumpirma ang pagtama ng El Nino sa Pilipinas. Ang El Nino ay maaaring magdulot ng biglang buhos ng ulan na susundan ng matinding sikat ng araw. Pangunahing dahilan nito sa pagsulpot ng iba't ibang karamdaman. Tandaan, ang kahandaan ay nagsisimula sa taong may alam. Mas protektado ang pamilya kung tayo ay handa at listo.
The Department of Justice expressed their hopes that suspended lawmaker Arnulfo Teves Jr. will arrive in the country before the 40 days deportation process of Timor-Leste, where Teves was arrested. Henry Nicolas returns for the details.
Following the initiative to file an appeal in the UN of former Negros Oriental Representative Arnulfo Teves camp, the Justice Department in the Philippines reiterated that Teves should face all the allegations linked to him. The legal counsel of Teves revealed that they would file for a political asylum in Timor-Leste, where the lawmaker was arrested. It can be remembered that the National Bureau of Investigation, or NBI, came to Timor-Leste and came back to the Philippines on March 24 without having Teves. Or NBI Director Madardo de Lemos said that the Timor-Leste is already conducting a verification process with regard to the request of the Interpol and the Philippines to bring back the suspended lawmaker in the country to face the multiple cases filed against him, particularly the killing of former Governor Roel Digamo. The NBI says they respect the due process of Timor-Leste, where they emphasize the role of the Philippines as a requesting party. De Lemos claims that the deportation proceeding in Timor-Leste may last up to 40 days, but the Justice Department expresses hope that the process may be faster than they expected. This is Henry Nicolas for Eurotv News.
To address the needs of overseas Filipino workers, GCash will launch its GCash Overseas in 16 major markets around the globe, giving Filipinos a safe, secure, and efficient digital bank. Catherine Landicho has more details on this report.
GCash is known as the leading financial app in the Philippines and the largest cashless ecosystem in the country. The company announced that it will have GCash Overseas to Filipinos in 16 major markets around the world. With GCash Overseas, Filipinos in the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Spain, Italy, Germany, Qatar, Kuwait, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Singapore, Hong Kong, and Australia can download and use GCash app. If they have Philippine SIMs or local mobile phone numbers in the countries or territories where they are. Paul Albano, General Manager of GCash International, said that it recognized the financial needs of more than 10 million Filipinos living abroad. With GCash now available beyond the Philippines, we address the needs of global Filipinos in this cashless digital platform with a safe, security, and secure, efficient fintech solution to send money. The Philippine fintech leader has also partnered with global payment platform Alipay Plus. With Global Pay, GCash is now viable channel to pay more than 3 million Alipay Plus enabled merchants in 17 countries in territories worldwide, including Japan, South Korea, and Singapore in the Asia-Pacific region, Qatar and United Arab Emirates in the Middle East, Italy, Switzerland, and United Kingdom in Europe, and the United States all have the benefits of low foreign exchange rates and no service fee. Moreover, the service has recently been integrated with the national QRs of Malaysia and South Korea, making scanning to pay in these countries even smoother. The company also partnered with international payment giant Visa, giving GCash users another cashless payments method outside the Philippines. The new GCash Visa card offers another payment option anywhere in the world. This is Catherine Landicho from Eurotv News.
Programs to promote the rights of women indigenous peoples included among the priority of NCIP Chairperson Jennifer Pia Limpayan Sibuglas. This relies under the Marcos's administration new campaign, Bagong Pilipinas. Here's the details. This month of March commemorates the celebration of the recognition of women, and as the new chairperson of the National Commission on Indigenous People or NCIP, among the priorities of Jennifer Limpayan Pio Sibuglas is to promote the rights of women in every indigenous cultural communities. Sibuglas is also part of the Philippine delegation that attended the recent 68th session of the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women at the United Nations headquarters in New York City. Here, Sibuglas emphasized the role played by indigenous women when it comes to their customary informal and justice system. Recently, the NCIP and the National Dairy Authority formally signed an agreement on animal production that will contribute to the socio-economic development and poverty alleviation in the indigenous cultural communities in the country. Sibuglas has assured that the NCIP program was focused on the goal of the administration of President Bongbong Marcos's campaign under Bagong Pilipinas. The recently concluded Gawad Pilipino Awards recognized Sibuglas as natatanging Pilipina na nagtatanggol sa karapatan ng mga katutubo sa bansa in the conjunction with the Women's Month celebration. ALVIN PELOBELLO for Eurotv News.
Following the religious commemoration, over 70 children joined the Easter egg hunting organized by Eurotvphilippines Hotel. Vanessa Cleofas tells us more.
As part of commemorating Semana Santa, over 70 children eagerly participated in the early celebration of the second Easter Egg Hunt 2024, organized by Eurotvphilippines Hotel with the theme Extravaganza. Various activities and favorite foods of the children were featured, allowing them to commemorate the Easter egg hunt alongside their parents. This included prepared games such as egg hunting in designated rooms, using Easter kits for painting, special prizes, giveaways, and many more. According to Ms. Ana Mariel Quinto, promo manager of Eurotel branch, they organized the Easter egg hunt early to accommodate those still on the vacation on Easter Sunday itself.
Long weekend kasi usually yung Holy Week, 'di ba? So natatapat siya na umuuwi sa mga provinces yung mga family, kaya medyo wala masyadong tao dito sa Metro Manila. Kaya napagdesisyonan namin na gawin siyang early para at least yung mga participants natin hindi sila parang naka-long weekend parang mindset na gano'n.
Miss Yena from San Juan City, accompanied by her 2 children and niece, mentioned that such celebrations are significant in opening up children to activities.
Siguro para experience na rin ng mga bata, mag-enjoy na rin sila sa mga activities and syempre yung ma-expose din sila sa ibang tao. Masaya naman po yung mga bata, kahit kami nag-enjoy po kami. Ayun, medyo may thrill din kasi siya, di ba? Yung may mga activities, ayun po, malaking bagay.
Meanwhile, the extravaganza was simultaneously celebrated in 4 branches of Eurotvphilippines Hotel in North EDSA, Cubao, Las Piñas, and Makati. The Easter egg hunt is a customary activities among Filipinos involving various activities including collecting eggs with accompanying prizes. It also symbolizes the resurrection of the Christ. This is Vanessa Cleofas for Eurotv News.
President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. offered a prayer for Princess of Wales, Catherine of Britain, after she revealed her major abdominal surgery in January that led to the discovery of his cancer, or her cancer. Marcos also prayed for the strength of Catherine's family at this time. Catherine said she is undergoing preventive chemotherapy after tests done following her major abdominal surgery revealed that she has cancer. The 42-year-old wife of the heir of the throne, Prince William, was said to be very shocked when she discovered the disease. The news is said to be a big blow to the health of British royal family, while King Charles also underwent cancer treatment. There was an outpouring of support from supporters of the royal family after Catherine's statement was made through a video message filmed at Windsor Castle.
For our entertainment stories, Sam Martos will give us an update.
Cheers and screams filled the air following the just-ended grand celebration of Wild Style project launch attended by famous artists. Among of them was the actress and singer Glyza De Castro, who channeled Taylor Swift after she sang Love Story with the influencer Ice Arago, which the fans were completely entertained, especially when they approached Becky Armstrong. You can see that Becky enjoyed watching the two. Meanwhile, Ken-chan, Rita Daniela, and Quinay Mercado also offered a song which both excited the fans. This is Sam Martos for Eurotv Showbiz News.
And that's the latest news for tonight. You may visit eurotvph.com for more news and information. Once again, this is KRIZZA Lopez.
You can also catch our broadcast live on our social media accounts at Via Pinoy Extreme channel. I'm ALVIN PELOBELLO. This is your TV News Thread. Stay safe and have a good night, everyone.